today I want to share with you a story about why more people should be just like my friend Doug. Now, for those of you who have read my book before, you will know that there's a story about one of my high school volleyball coaches, and his name was Doug. He was a high school physics teacher, and he became an instrumental person in my life. You see, Doug was a leader. He was a role model. And what he would do for me is when he would see me at school and he would notice me in the hallways, he would plant seeds of the future. And in the moment, I didn't understand what he was doing. You see, when I was in grade 10, the first time I met Doug, he was a guy that was able to see things in other people. And he came to me right after the first tryout. And in this moment, I was terrified. I was a kid telling myself, why am I here? Why am I trying out for this volleyball team? I don't deserve to be here, right? This negative self-talk, and we all go through that. Chances are you're going through something right now and you're going through it and you're trying to talk yourself out of doing it because it's uncomfortable. In grade 10, it was very uncomfortable for me. I was a very skinny, shy kid, no self-confidence in myself. I was very self-conscious. And going through that first tryout, trying out for this volleyball team, Doug was the coach, and he noticed that I was dwindling with self-esteem from the first hour of the tryout to the last hour of the tryout. At the last hour of the tryout, I had talked myself out of this team, literally up here, by saying, I'm not going to make this team. I'm going to find my backpack. The first whistle, I'm going to run for the door and leave. Like that's how bad it was getting to me. At the end of the tryout, I grabbed my backpack and I was walking all the way to the exit sign. And when I finally got my hand on the handle, Doug was in view, and he says, this is what he says. He says, "Hey Kendal, come here. I want to talk to you for a second." He pulls me aside, and we go all the way to a corner. And now no one can hear our conversation. This is the key point right here. When you're talking with someone and you are a leader or you're on the receiving end, you want to do it in private so you can give that person respect, privacy, and that shows that you care for the other person. So Doug was doing this to me. He was showing that he respected me. I showed him I respected him by listening, and he pulls me aside, and this is what he tells me. He says, "Hey Kendal, I really liked what I had seen today. I see a lot of potential in you." Keyword, potential. "You might not get a lot of playing time this year, but I want you to play on my team. I see potential in you." Now keep in mind, most people do not hear that on a daily basis. Even some people don't even hear that throughout their whole lifetime. I see potential in you. Doug took it upon himself to tell a kid that had no self-esteem, had negative self-talk, that he saw potential in me through my work ethic, through my gift, which was sports at that time. Those words changed my life. I committed myself to his team. I committed myself to that volleyball team. I committed myself to growing as a person, as a leader that I did not know at the time that I was. In between that time, in the hallway, if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, like every other kid goes through stages where maybe you're doing some you're roughhousing in the hallways with your buddies and there's a teacher there. What do they say? They say stop it, right? When Doug would see me doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, all he would have to do was this, and I would snap right out of it. That's how much I respected the guy. And he would also take it upon himself to do this one thing. And he, like going back to the first minute of this recording, I talked about planting seeds. Doug would do this through saying, "Hey Kendal, have you thought about what you're going to do after grade 12? And I would sit there and I'd be like, "Not really. And I never really gave it a lot of thought." Grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, he would say stuff like, "Hey Kendal, I could see you becoming a teacher one day." Now my mind's expanding. Like, really, Doug? You can really see that? And then he would go on to say, "You know what, Kendal? I could see you becoming a teacher at this school one day." Another time he would say, "Hey Kendal, I could see you becoming a teacher at this school one day, coaching the same volleyball team with me." Planting big seeds now. So now I'm thinking, hey, maybe I actually have a chance at this. So I have submitted an application, I get a letter in the mail, and unfortunately I didn't get into university. But you know what happened? I got a new opportunity because I took a chance, I committed to the sport, I grew as a leader, and I was able to go play some college volleyball and expand my studies. And most of you know the rest of the story. But the key lesson here I want to share with you is one person, one leader can impact the future of someone else who's not quite there yet. I wasn't quite there yet. I had no confidence in myself. I had negative self-talk. Chances are you have gone through the same thing or gonna go through the same thing. Understand one thing, there's always hope. If you align where you're going with your gift, at the sport, volleyball was my gift. I was trying to get somewhere, I was trying to graduate. When you align your gift with the goal, that's where magic happens. And sometimes a leader might take it upon themselves to see something within you, and they will give you the extra words of encouragement when you need it.